Hello and welcome to Teams 5 presentation of IS at Work. Today, you will hear from us in our implementation of an information system for Ameren's project charter. I'm Courtney, and I would like to set us up for Team 5. Today, you will hear about the business problem, the problem analysis. We'll move into identification of key business and functional requirements, followed by alternative solutions that we've identified, with adequate financial and operation evaluation presented for each of those three alternatives. And then we will wrap up with specific recommendations for the best solution. Currently, Ameren is facing challenges with the project charter. This process is completed manually by our key participants, which I will identify in just a moment. This manual process currently being used with documents in Excel, Microsoft Word, Visio, GIF, and emails is prone to multiple errors. These errors include key communication being missed, lost data elements and information related to the project, delays in the starts of approvals because of the gaps, and improper document retention. These pieces are leading to significant costs for Ameren, which include lost vendor contracts and regulatory fines. Through the introduction of a transaction processing system, we will be able to add many benefits to Ameren. The first includes time management. As we spoke of in the last slide, those manual processes are requiring time from the key participants who will be able to reallocate their time on other projects taking place. Streamline data collection through the initial entry and throughout the process of the approval. We will also have a cost savings because we will expedite that approval process and get projects into scheduling and budgeting. We will also see document retention benefits as the current process allows for lost documents and or at the very end retention of the documents on a on-premise server instead of printed copies retained in a file cabinet. Later in this presentation, you will see a figure representing the future state of the workflow. This process will enable automation between the initial entry of data by the engineer through each of the three approval stages. In the project charter, we have the key participants of both the customer segment division and the power operations division. This includes the engineer, project engineers, project managers, and division managers. Throughout this initiation, these key participants will be impacted. I'll now pass it over to David to share our key requirements. David, if you could take yourself off mute, please. Perfect.
Thank you, Ms. Courtney. I'll go ahead and present the business requirements. We're expecting the system to be able to automate the process from project initiation to the final approval. The system must be able to package all pertinent documents and key data points entered by the engineer and automatically advance them through the workflow. The system must create a storage of approved projects to enable future view, current view, and historic view. This will also allow visibility of the projects for fact-based decision-making. Equally, we expect the system to be able to improve on our communication through automation of workflow, process, and messaging. It should be able to give us a 24/7 availability for our staff. Equally, we should have internal management over it such that our IT should be able to configure it to streamline our work. We expect the training to be intuitive at the same time to facilitate our staff to be able to navigate the system easily. Let me cross over to the functional requirements. We expect the system to be able to be computer-based and be able to connect to the internet. The system should be able to facilitate staff to have a workflow capability. The system should be able to have automated email capability for the internal organization. Equally, it should have the capability for storage and systematic retrieval of documents when required. We expect it to be online 24/7 for our staff. Equally, we should be able to track changes throughout the approval process. The system should have accessibility to the MS, Outlook, SharePoint, and Active Directorate. It should have the potential for scalability. I'll cross you over to Ms. SP.
Thank you, David. We identified 3 alternative solutions based on the functional requirements discussed by David. These 3 solutions automate the approval process as required by the project charter. They are Celoxys, Oracle Equinox, and Oracle Unifier. At first, we will go with the Celoxys. Celoxys has started in India by Nikhil Dadikar and Ravindra Vankar. It is a transaction processing system which offers many tools in which we use project management system. In Celoxys, system integration can be done through cloud or on-premise. This project management function is a collaborative solution to manage our project resources and business processes from tracking requests to calculating profits. The second one will be Oracle Equinox. It is a cloud collaborative platform which was acquired by Oracle in 2017. It allows users to have access to communications, documents, processes, and models in one place. It offers custom workflows that automate review and approval cycles, decreasing inaccuracy, improving data capture, and augmenting control. Oracle Equinox is an application which can be initiated and adapted fastly within 10 days to a few weeks. And last, our solution is Oracle Unifier. Oracle's Primavera Unifier is a configurable asset lifecycle platform for managing project portfolios, controlling costs, and facilitating collaboration and communications across projects. It is also a solution which can be implemented using a cloud-based application or on-premise. It is a web-based platform which integrates critical business processes, data, and document across the organization. And now I'm passing over to Peggy.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's Srinath, right?
Yeah. Thank you, SP. I'm here to address the financial and operational evaluation of the solutions. There are namely 3, Celoxys and Oracle SNX and Oracle Unifier. I'd like to talk about Celoxys first. Celoxys offers 2 solutions, which is cloud-based system and on-premises system, as mentioned SP. The cloud-based system offers access for $22.50 yearly for the organization, whereas the on-premises system provides access for $450. It's a one-time cost for the organization. And also, there are 3 different types of training packages in Celoxys. Each one take 1 to 5 weeks for training. And the first training is for 1 week, and this costs $900. And the second type of training is for 3 weeks, which costs $2,500. And the third training is for 5 weeks. It lasts for 5 weeks, and it costs $4,000. The risk associated with the Celoxys is to follow via social media update or updates. Next slide, please. And next one is Oracle SNX. Oracle SNX costs $25,000 for 0 to 50 users. In the training part, there are also three sessions which cost $1,500, but there is no charge for the setup service in Oracle SNX. This is also an additional benefit in Oracle SNX. And this solution offers 100 Gbps at only $10.15 per hour. Next slide, please. And the other solution is Oracle Unifier. Oracle, also called Oracle Primera Unifier, offers two solutions, the cloud-based and on-premises system. The cost for the on-premises application is $50,000 with $10,000 for license update for 50 users. Cost for cloud-based application of license is $150 per month, and this can be used by 25 users. And the additional benefit for the Oracle Unifier is it gives visibility across several projects and allows to make precise decisions and quick decisions. But the risk of using this application can occur if the provider postpones the delivery due to external problems or the restrictions. And I'm passing to Peggy. Thank you all.
Thank you, Srina. I'm Margaret Fry, and I'd like to talk about our recommendations. Our proposal is to develop and implement a new business process using Oracle Primavera Unifier to provide Amarin's project team efficient and effective tools to manage customer and power operations capital projects. The module we have chosen to implement will streamline project charter approvals, replacing existing manual processes. Our solution will be an on-premise web-based workflow module from the Oracle Primavera Unifier Business Process Suite of solutions. Oracle Primavera Unifier is a project management tool that was implemented in 2016, and several business processes are in production to address the need for consistent and more efficient project management. The current process for project charter is burdensome and requires manually accessing multiple systems, capturing information in spreadsheets only to manually enter data into another system to meet the business needs. With the ability to systematically populate the data, we will prevent errors and increase the efficiency of the work groups involved, as well as reduce non-value add activities for project managers and engineers. Next slide, please. The organizational impact will be seen as a decrease to the burden on leadership by the creation of the project charter business processes by having a system for approving project charters and verifying that the basic required information is included before submitting. Approving and tracking documents in the system instead of going through emails gives more visibility to their status and allows for easier tracking. We will save about $500,000 per year internally by reallocating 6,000 hours to other projects. The cost for the initial implementation will be about $50,000, and support for the Oracle Primavera Unifier will have a reoccurring cost of $14,000 each year for a consultant subject to a yearly contract. Next slide, please. We recommend the implementation of Unifier Project Charter business process to increase project manager and engineer efficiencies, create consistency between the tools, and minimize time spent on non-value added activities. A cross-functional team will be assembled to develop the BP and will be managed by project controls. The BP will be led by a team lead who will manage the development of the process. If approved, the project will be developed by an external consultant who will build and configure the business process. The BP will be deployed into Unifier production environment by Amarin's digital staff. Next slide, please. Amarin will budget project for 2023. With the conclusion of the RFP and vendor selection by the end of Q4 2022 and the conclusion of the project SDLC by the end of Q1 2023. We currently have unlimited Unifier licenses until 2023. After that date, additional license fees will be incurred for any new user. Next slide, please. So in closing, by implementing this solution, Amarin will leverage existing project management software capabilities, reducing total cost to smart energy plan projects by preventing additional consulting resources to be engaged for administrative activities. It will also increase efficiencies, effectiveness, and consistency in project management processes. Thank you from Team 5.